Imagine an apartment where the door stands wide open, the lights are off, and the only occupant is a smartphone ringing endlessly on the floor. It forces a question most of us hope we never have to answer. रात के 3 बजे, अगर आपके फ़ोन पर किसी मरे हुए इंसान का कॉल आए, तो क्या आप उठाएंगे? Rohit was an ordinary guy. He worked a standard IT job, followed a predictable commute, and lived a life of quiet, monotonous routine. When he vanished, he left nothing behind. Forensics found no signs of a struggle, no forced entry, and not a single fingerprint that didn't belong to him. He simply ceased to exist in the middle of the night. This timeline UI represents the only way to track him. We have to rewind through the digital logs to see exactly what happened at 3 a.m. At precisely 3 a.m., the silence in Rohit's bedroom is broken. His phone screen illuminates the dark with a call from an unknown number. He ignores the first attempt. But after a precise 5-second silence, the phone rings again, a persistent redial that eventually forces him to pick up. He says hello, but there is no reply, only the sound of heavy, labored breathing and a low hum of static from the speaker. Then a faint whisper, "Rohit, main wapas aa gaya." Rohit recognizes that voice instantly. It belongs to Aman, his closest friend. This data comparison shows the impossibility the police eventually discovered. On the left is Aman's death certificate, dated 2 years ago. On the right, the digital record of a call placed from his ghost line at 3 a.m. By answering that call, Rohit essentially opened a digital gate. The phone didn't just transmit a voice, it established a connection that rendered the physical locks on his apartment completely irrelevant. Rohit hangs up in a panic, but the phone chirps instantly. A new text message is waiting on the screen. Darwaza kholo. Open the door. He moves toward the entrance, his hand shaking as he reaches for the knob, expecting to see someone standing there. But the hallway is a dark, empty vacuum. He looks at the floor and sees something that shouldn't be there, a set of wet, muddy footprints materializing, one by one. Looking at this floor plan, the path of the intruder is clear. The footprints don't wait outside. They move past the threshold into the center of the apartment. A voice breathes into his ear. Man andarage. Immediately, his phone starts ringing again. Aman calling. Rohit screams into the phone, asking what it wants. The reply is a single, chilling demand. Teri jaga. Your place. Suddenly, the power cuts, and the apartment falls into total darkness. The digital haunting was a distraction, a way to trick Rohit into physically dismantling his own defenses. By opening that door, he gave the entity the permission it needed to step inside. By the time the sun comes up, Rohit is gone. The apartment is exactly as he left it, but there is no trace of his physical presence anywhere in the building. This cyclical chart illustrates what the evidence suggests, a one-for-one trade. One person is pulled out of the physical world, while another is allowed to return and occupy the space they left behind. When the police arrive that morning, they find the open door and the ringing phone, just as we saw at the start. As they survey the empty room, the phone on the floor begins to buzz again. The screen shows unknown calling. An officer picks it up and hears a familiar whisper. Ugla number. Tomorrow hey. This cycle has no natural end. Every time a call is answered, a new vacancy is created, which means the next time your phone rings at 3 a.m., it might not be a wrong number. It might be your turn.